Okay, so we're taking Akoff's Recruit Paladin deck. And we're going to deck doctor this up real quick. So, his initial build, he's running the Equality Consec package, which I kind of like right now because of the Giants Warlocks. I actually think Equality is pretty strong. It's very good. Alongside cards like Sunkeeper Tareem and Keeper of Ultimate, very similar. Just ways to remove the Giants, which I think is really good. So I don't actually mind the fact that he has that in his deck. However, there's like a lack of 1-drops in the list. Just having Lost in the Jungle is kind of weird. The Hydrologist for value is okay because you can get like Repentance sometimes. It's a little bit slow though. Scorpiomatic's a little bit interesting. Tech card against Accoladed Pain and Doomsayer. So that's cool. But he does have the good aggressive Paladin package for the early game with Lost in the Jungle, Shielded Minibot, Muster for Battle. So you have that 1-2-3 curve. Missing a little bit to do on turn 4, turn 5, get the Quartermaster Lothab. Crystal Lion, I guess you could say, is a 4-drop sometimes. Then we have a lot of late game in this deck. We got Justicar, Steed, Vine Cleaver, Ragnaros, and Tyrion. So this is a little bit more heavy than how I personally like Recruit Paladin right now. And I think we could change some cards up. We're going to queue up a game right away and play it out. Use some of the class legendaries from Paladin. And hopefully get a W. I don't know if I really explained enough about it, but whatever, that's fine. It's not even so much of a like a Recruit Paladin. It's more so just like a mid-range Paladin. Can I make it standard too? No. You're in the wrong stream if you want a standard deck. Okay, so we're talking about equality here against the Warlock. So that's one of the big pros we have in this deck is we do have equality and we do have a Sunkeeper. So that's awesome. Gonna keep Jungle even though it just plays into Defile. Not gonna keep Seed or True Silver. Both useless cards in this matchup. For the most part. Seed's really only good against aggro decks, and there's unfortunately not too many of the ranks I'm at right now. Early on in the season, so we're like, what, day 4 or 5 now. Most people going for Legend are playing Naga Warlock or Reno Priest. Some big priests as well. It's going to jam Jungle Man turn 1. Turn 2 we Hero Power, and if he doesn't clear, then turn 3 we get Crystalline actually, which is sweet. It's kind of like Corridor Creeper, but it's situationally better, / worse, I guess. I think I'm just going to Hero Power over Hydrologist again, just for the Crystalline. If he does have Defile, he should always use it here. He might be waiting for Muster for Battle, though, so that could be an argument you can make, but it's going into turn 4, so you have Hellfire, so I assume Hellfire just, Defile just comes down. Starkeeper, I'm happy with that, so we'll take it. Go for the Crystal Lion here, and pass. It's going to jam True Silver on 4, trade one of the recruits into the 1-5. Should be good. If he taps again, Molten Giant's active.
Side effects? No.
Side effects. Okay, thanks. Gonna go True Silver. Jam that there.
The battle.
The only problem I see with not trading the Divine Shield minion into the 2-2 is that then Equality will lose value because he's probably going to bump into the 2-2. So if he just goes Naga Sea Witch and plays like 3 or 4 Giants, we're kind of going to be in a bad spot. Because he'll almost always value trade into the 1-1. Based on seeing the Crystal Lion and True Silver, he should be expecting we're playing a more mid-rangey Recruit Paladin. So cards like Equality and even Light Fuse Segadon into Poisonous are going to be more likely than would be otherwise. So you should play around them. We do, however, have Equality Coin Consec still, so that's awesome. Quite aggressive. We also have Coin Sunkeeper Tareem as well. Basically, we just have a lot of options here, which is nice. This deck kind of lacks refill, though. Based on that, I believe that I'm just going to Equality and then Coin the Consec. Maybe Consec's a low value card in this matchup. Logic is, though, if we do this, then Muster, we might actually have the opportunity of getting a Tareem off and being able to push a lot of damage very aggressively next turn. Assuming no Defile or Hellfire. Which is unlikely. He'll have drawn 11 cards, and he doesn't have any cards except in his mulligan, right? Those are the Naga Sea Witch cards. Tarkeeper and Mong. So, you know, he would have to draw a Defile or Hellfire naturally, but he is top 2, so it'll be top 12. It's very likely that he has it, but I think I still play into it. So I'm going to go Equality, trade the 1-1s in, and swing my face on the Naga Sea Witch, and just play Muster for Battle. And jam the 5 face, put him to 16. Okay. Yep. At least he's still 11 though, this isn't that bad. Tyrion's actually not terrible here. So we jam that face, go Hydro Man. Repentance is quite good actually. Go second Hydro Man. Avenge is good, Redemption is also kind of nice. Play Sunkeeper, then we have 6 on board. If we just Hero Power instead of doing anything, we could Hero Power then just play Repentance, I think.
Reporting for duty.
Logic being, we set it up with Tareem. If he plays like a Tar Creeper, then what we can do is just swing into it with our weapon. It'll be a one-off lethal, and they're gonna have Consec for the following turn, so it should be good. 6 power on board, 8 with Consec. Obviously with the coin being used, we don't have Tyrion active, but that's fine. Not too worried about it. Okay, Defile. Not very good for us there, unfortunately.
Reporting for duty.
Mistakes happen. The battle cry goes off. I didn't know that it only works on, I thought that it worked on enemy minions only. Don't at me in chat, okay? Scorpomatic is a high skill cap card, and unfortunately I have not used this in any deck before. And I don't play Arena, so it's something that I'm not too familiar with. That's my excuse. But by holding it, I'm going to top deck Aldor Peacekeeper next turn. Go Aldor Peacekeeper, and then Scorpomatic to clear Mal'Ganis, okay? Every time.
I will not be trifled with.
Evil will be purged.
Because fuck Wild. Alright.
Thanks for the sub, Gingervitis. Appreciate that. Hope you're having a good day, bro. Thank you. Gonna clear the Sea Witch so he can't spread. You get to like trade Mal'Ganis and then just play Blood Reaver Gul'dan for 5 mana, so we're gonna play around that for a turn. Should be okay. What's up, Sean? How you doing? It's okay, those 7 power on board. We have Consec, so that's 9. He's not gonna trade it in now, though. Thank you, Gingervitis. Appreciate it, bro.
I bring life.
Okay, Alex Struz is a little bit scary. Minibot. Unfortunately, that's not Peacekeeper. Gonna value trade with the Tareem. And just jam the boy Tyrion here. Push a little bit of damage. I kind of like the Alex Struz in his deck. It's not bad. I really hope I get Aldor so I don't look like a complete idiot for just not playing the Scorpomatic first. Because I could have an extra 3/3 on board here. If I did. Redemption is good. Sunkeeper Tareem just sounds epic. Okay. This is the turn, guys. It's where we get it. Okay? It's where we get it. Or not. Consec, trade. I don't want this pop because you could have Void Daddy. It'll pop out. We don't have Silence in the deck, so Void Daddy is very problematic for us. I'm gonna go face my Divine Shield minion. So I think I'm just gonna Consec. We missed the damage from the Consec. I don't think it's that big of a deal though. Red alert. Okay. I would take the 8 and just swing into the Alex to maintain one of the 3/3s. Or the 3/3, not the 3/1 with Taunt Stream. But then I'm just dead to Drain, Soul, Siphon Life. Same shit, different pile.
My hunger grows.
Okay, trade Hero Power. 4 mana Molten Giant, oh man. Void Daddy. Oh man. I think we're dead, guys. Maybe tempoing Scorpomatic would have been good.
Evil will be purged. Reporting for duty.
Okay, we're gonna bottom right. So, this is a deck we can definitely beat the Naga decks with. We're gonna have to change it a bit. Okay, so with the current metagame that we're seeing high up on Legend Ladder right now in Wild the first couple days of the season, there's a lot of Warlocks and there's a lot of Priests. So what we're going to want to do is accept the fact that our board's going to get cleared a lot. But we're going to kind of want to change the deck so we have a lot of pressure. And the way we want to do that is utilize some of the new cards from Kobolds and Catacombs before they get nerfed. So I believe tomorrow, actually, Quarter Creeper is going to get nerfed, so we're going to want to use that in the deck before it does get nerfed. I do like the Crystal Line, so I think we can play both of those. We're going to want to cut some cards like Spike Ridge Steed to fit the Creepers in. MGR, thank you so much for the sub, bro. Welcome back for the second month. Keep Wild alive? Hell yeah. But I think we're going to cut the Steeds just because they don't do too much in those matchups and put in Quarter Creepers. So that's going to be the first change. Change number 2, we're going to cut some of the late game legendaries. So Ragnaros, Light Lord, and Tyrion Fordring, because we don't really win the game with them later on. If we make it to turn 8 against Arena Priest or Naga Warlock, we really don't just want to be committing one big boy, because those decks are based around degenerate combinations of cards that on turn 8 will just blow us out of the water. So we want to cut these and play stuff like Stand Against Darkness, which will give us a lot of juice and basically just sticking power against these kind of decks that just run a lot of board clears. So that's what we're going to look to do here. Justicar, we could like make an argument to keep, so I won't remove Justicar yet. It's not really that great though. One thing we're going to want to do is cut some of the early game package like Hydrologists, Scorpomatics, and Aldor Peacekeepers. I cut a Minibot as well. We're going to want to add that one back in. Going to want about 8 early game minions that we can pull with Call to Arms and run Call to Arms, because it's one of the most broken cards right now in the game. So one card that I really like is Righteous Protector. I like the combination of Righteous Protector plus Rallying Blade a lot. So we'll start with that. So we have 2... We only have 2 cards we can pull right now. Or 4 technically. Okay, and we need to make a lot more room. Next cut is Wicker Flame. Again, it's not an aggressive metagame, so Wicker Flame's not going to be doing too much for us. If you're seeing aggro decks, like that's not a bad card to run, but I think the Righteous Protector is just a little bit faster and does a lot more for you against the fast decks right now, so I would recommend running that over it. Like Night Juggler a lot in these type of Recruit Paladin builds, especially with cards like Stand Against Darkness now being put into the build. So I think we're going to put some Jugglers in. Put our one golden guy in. And Haunted Creeper's nice as well. One problem with the Creeper though is that it will trigger Defile quite easily, right? It's 3 ticks. It's fine though. And the question is, what do we cut for that? Not Lost in the Jungle. So cuttable cards right now are Concept True Silver. We want to switch True Silvers for Rallying Blades. Maybe just one. And I think that we cut the Consects for Haunted Creepers because the logic with this, right, is we saw in the first game we were ahead on board when we were trying to go in and clear there. We didn't have to use the Consec. It was kind of just dead until the end of the game. So we're just going to assume they're going to be ahead on board all game, basically, and be able to just go ahead and drop our cards over and over again. So now we're going to go Haunted Creeper, if I can find it. See my ABCs. H. Haunted Creeper. Okay. So this would be like the next build of the deck. We actually probably want one Divine Favor as well. We don't really need the weapons right now against those decks. The Rallying Blades are a lot better in faster metagames, but since we're in a slow one right now, I think we're okay with not using them. Gonna put one Divine Favor in, and then we'll come back for version 2 of the deck after the next game if we feel like we need to make more changes. There's obviously a lot of stuff you want to add to that deck still that's not changed, but like, I can't like just go version 1, fix the entire deck, and just make it a complete meta list, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm doing version 1, then version 2, maybe even version 3 of fixing it. Yeah, I know, Stegadon. Yeah, I know. Don't worry, like, I'm missing cards on purpose. Don't worry. I wanted to make it so it's like somewhat more competitive, but then on version 2 what I'll be saying is like, okay, well what we want is Stegadon so we can get like attack or poisonous and stuff. Basically, so there's just like jumps between the games, you know what I mean? Like the deck evolves basically game to game to game, you make it better and then better and better. If I just like jump and make it really good in one go, then okay, the video's over. Cool. So, yeah.
Arthas versus Nemzi.
Okay, roll another Warlock. So with the changes we made, the deck should definitely be a little bit better against Warlock. We have a lot more early game kind of pressure and a lot more sticking power with Double Stand Against Darkness. So here I'm actually going to mulligan away the Protector because I don't think it actually does too much on turn 1. I'd rather just pass and draw like Call to Arms or Muster for Battle, I think. Yeah, I'd rather draw some of my more mid-game cards because they're a lot more impactful than just a 1-1. I'm going to keep Minibot because I think Minibot's pretty good. I know this is weird throwing away 1-drop on the play when you don't really have too many, but against the slow Warlock decks, which I'm assuming my opponent's playing, your 1-drops actually don't do that much. I know it's not really intuitive, right? Because having a 1-drop to play is really good, but I just rather have Call to Arms, basically, is my logic there. Or a Muster for Battle. Or a Muster for Battle. Okay, we're going to go for the ballsy YOLO Juggler on 2, because Juggler plus Muster is a lot of damage. I might think about saving it until 5 if we had the combo piece. Sorry, if we didn't have Stand Against Darkness, so I could go just Knife Juggler plus Muster for Battle on curve on turn 5. Not on curve, but like on 5, you know what I mean? In this case, though, it's unnecessary as we have the refill of Stand Against Darkness. And beautiful, we have Muster for Battle. Also, picking up the set review card, Corridor Creep, is awesome because what this does is it gives us refill. With the old version of the deck, we really didn't have that. But this version, we now do have the refill, like Stand Against Darkness plus Crystal Lion. For 6 mana, you get 5 1/1s and a 5/5 with Divine Shield. Corridor Creeper, when it's in your hand, like say this board's cleared, I can just play this for 3 mana next turn. It's just good. Defile, okay. And Mom, okay.
Trust me.
Just the card's not bad. Play the set review card, play the Protector, and bonk him in the head here? Probably not. I think we bonk the Mom. Bonk the Mom. One problem is he has 2 other kept cards and he's on the coin, so it's fairly likely that he just coins Naga Sea Witch here and goes off. And we don't have a quality, so we don't really have too much game. Fortunately, he doesn't do it though, so we're chilling. It's actually really nice that we dump the hand really well, because we're playing on Clockwork Giant quite well. It's one of the big ones that we just dodge there. Well, yeah, that's fine. Okay, we're not going to be trading into that. Do we want Minibot? I feel like it's better to just hit face and play Stand Against Darkness here.
Evil will be purged.
The tokens are just so threatening. They don't allow them to develop the Sea Witch, basically, is what this does. And that's awesome for me. The longer it takes for them to do that, the better off we are. Unfortunate part about this versus the Minibot play is Hellfire is a clear now. Whereas with the Minibot, we had a 2/2 left over. This is okay, though. Yeah, he's going to bonk and go for the Hellfire now. It's fine. Again, I'm fine just forcing him on that. I'm not too worried about it. Just going to play Justicar here. And just bonk his head. We're almost always going to just go Juggler, Muster for Battle, Hero Power next turn. So just use the weapon swing there. Collar plus Stark Bomb. No big deal. Coin the Library Boy. He's taking the book, guys. He's taking the book. Divine Favor is awesome for next turn when we want to refill. But we're just going to go for the Muster for Battle Hero Power line here. And see what's good. Not going to pull this for... not going to pop this for him, sorry. Just gives whatever demon he gets next turn charge. And I don't want that to happen. Yeah. You definitely don't want to do that. So we know in his deck all that he runs is Void Daddies and Mal'Ganis. So we want to kind of play around that as well as possible. One issue with the Lord in this version of the deck that we're running out right now is all that we really have to get through it is either a Sunkeeper Tareem or a Quartermaster, really. Equality kind of works, but it's not that great because you can only equality the front half of the Void Lord. And then your 1/1s don't really trade too well into the 1/3 Voidwalkers that pop out. It's okay though. Coil. Draw. Has anyone ever told me that I look like Jimmy Tatro? Yes. Okay, so that's the equality thing we were talking about. I'm not sure if I really want to do it. I think that I just might mini-bot Divine Favor and go from there. Draw 4. Just hold it in case we draw something better. Okay, I think that we just play the mini-bot and pass. I really needed one of those supplementary cards there, like Sunkeeper Tareem or Quartermaster, I think, for the following turn. We can still draw one next turn, but we got a lot of our early game, unfortunately. This also means that Call Arms is legitimately just a dead card now, which is not that great for us at all. Ow. Oh man, this game's hard.
Reporting for duty.
Support for duty.
Darkness rises.
Second Void Daddy. Okay, we got Tareem this turn, or it's a bust, guys. Tareem or a bust. Not quite good enough there. Fortunately, they'll get through. Okay, let's make a little bit more changes.
Battle is over.
Change a couple more cards, and we should be good to go. Okay, so right now, we're having a lot of issues against just really big boys from the Warlock. And one way that we could deal with the big boys from the Warlock quite easily is actually Lightfuse Stegadon, and that actually increases our synergy with the recruits. So I think we're going to try to put that in because the poisonous or attack option is very, very strong when trying to deal with big taunts. So we're going to go for the Stegadons here. How do we fit them in? Probably going to cut a Vine Cleaver and Crystalline for now. Just go double Stegadon. I think that we want one Crystalline in the deck. I like it especially in fast matchups after we play Stand Against Darkness, just to refill. I think that we also want a second Divine Favor. That's going to be one of the other big cards that we want right now. Just to have the consistent refill that we're going to want to have in order to win the game. Okay, so what do we want to cut for that? I think I'm just going to say Justicar. Honestly, with Standing Against Darkness, like that's more than fast enough. And games don't really go long enough for you to get a lot of value out of Justicar anymore. That's one of my bigger issues with the card right now. Is just that you don't really have the time against any list other than, say, Reno Priest with, you know, Raza Anduin bottom 10 to actually get value out of Justicar at the moment. So I think Control Warrior as well, but nobody really plays that. But, you know, maybe like 1 out of 100 games to queue that. So what we're going to do is cut that, just play another Divine Favor so we can get through the list a little bit quicker. Questionable cards now, from my perspective. With what we're seeing currently, Rallying Blade is kind of one of them. We can put a Spellbreaker in. I think that we should do that as well. You can also think about stuff like Blessing of Kings. Just really 4-drops that kind of just will stabilize and help your early curve. I think that the Spellbreaker is making a lot of sense though, because what we're losing to right now in the local metagame is basically just the Void Lords, right? Over and over again. It's not that great to do in general, so I'd say play like a... Well, I mean, just leaving the Rallying Blade in is perfectly acceptable. But for now, it's not that good for exactly what I'm seeing on ladder. So what I'm going to do is adapt to what I'm seeing. Just play the Spellbreaker. Beat up on the Warlocks. I know Rallying Blade helps, but not that much. Now, what you could argue is the deck locks weapons, but we're not playing the Pirate package, so we should be okay. Lothab will help a little bit on curve to play around some AoE on turn 5 or 6. Yeah, the deck just has a lot more refill now. Again, a little bit of a heavy mid game, that's fine though, and it does make Divine Favor a little bit worse, but I think that's perfectly fine. And it's kind of what you want in this deck, because after you Favor, you want 3 or 4 turns of just really good curves. So queue up, I'll change it to version 2, my bad.
Because fuck wild. Right.
Evajardo, thank you so much for the sub, man. Welcome to the board. Hope you're having a good night, dude. Thank you. Okay. Got Call to Arms, which is sweet. Divine Favor 2 even. I might just full keep here, to be honest. I think Favor is really good. He's on the play, right? So it loses a lot of value, and I definitely think that Equality would be a card that I will want more than this. But I think it's pretty nice just to have one. If you don't draw one and you're just top decking over and over again, it can get really rough, because it's the only draw engine in the deck. Juggler is pretty sweet, lets me just play on curve, which is awesome. Could you even think about not playing Lost in the Jungle to play around Defile next turn? It's an honest thought. I'm not gonna do it. Because if he just defiles 2 1/1s and a Juggler, I'm okay with that. But you could actually think about doing that, and it's not really that bad. Crystalline's not bad. So we play Juggler here. I might actually go for the Muster for Battle play next turn over the Jungle. Oh, sorry, the Call to Arms, just because I gotta play the Lion. Gonna go Muster for Battle, coin Crystalline. 1 mana 5/5. Divine Shield. I think I'm gonna do it. It's not too often that you don't coin Call to Arms if you can, but in this case I think the Muster for Battle plus the Lion are just really powerful.
Reporting for duty. Reporting for duty.
It's a relatively thick board. Oh, perfect, okay, good.
Will be
Trade, trade, and jam 2 face, okay. So this is a sweet board. We'll most likely have room to play Call to Arms next turn, pull 3 minions out of the deck. Then after you do that, Divine Favor becomes significantly better because 3 of your crappy 1 to 2 drops are pulled out of the deck. So that's sweet for us. Could also draw like a Stegodon next turn or Quartermaster. One of those two could be good as well. Goes for the tap and Defile. That's perfectly acceptable. Still have the 5-3 on board, pushing 5 damage a turn with that, which is nice. No Juggler is kind of sad. It's all good though. We'll get like a mini bot, a Creeper, a Protector, something along those lines. Literally a mini bot, a Creeper, and a Protector. Big wide board. And then next turn we get to go just Divine Favor and draw like 5-6 cards. It's pretty good. Dark Bomb's chilling. He's got 1 mana, play the Library Boy, if he's going to. I feel like he'd be a little bit scared to do that. If he's coiling here, he's setting up a Defile for next turn. There, so he's setting up a Hellfire then. Okay. So I think that we just want to Hero Power Divine Favor. Maybe, no, we just toss Juggler. Toss the Juggler, yeah. Toss the Juggler.
Put this apple on your head.
Just having the extra card is really relevant, I think.
Weapon ready.
Juggler's effect is powerful, but I don't think it really matters anymore. Because we're going to have 7 cards in hand and be able to just recommit for 2 or 3 turns now, which is really sweet. Yeah, maybe even like 4 turns now. But a lot of recruits and then a lot of recruit buffing cards with Quartermaster and Stegodon now, so we should be in a good spot. He can't win with Naga here. He needs to have... I mean, he can't even Defile. Hellfire does something. I still have Lethal, though, on board, because I have the 1/1s from the Creeper. The Righteous Protector lives in the weapon, so he still win through that. So he needs, like... Coil Defile for a clear here. Okay, so that's good. We started with the initial build, which wasn't too great against Warlocks, but we adapted to the local metagame and kind of built a list that can actually do quite well against them, so that's good. So look at the initial build of Akoff's Paladin here. So in the start, what happened was we had a relatively janky list that didn't really do too much with the current metagame. So he wanted to go for the Recruit Synergy build that kind of just snowballed boards and had a lot of sticking power in the late game. So basically we evolved this twice to adapt to a Naga Warlock is basically what went on. I assume it was probably the same guy that we queued into. He's probably like rank 2 or 1 on ladder right now. Just grinding all day. But what we decided to do was we kept the equalities because we liked that build, but wanted to change some cards like Consec out of the deck just because we're always ahead on board in that matchup. And we can go ahead and utilize our tokens instead of cards like Consec. Cut weapons like True Silver don't do too much, and cut the top end basically is what we decided to do. And the anti-aggro cards like Spikered Steed and Raglight Lord. So basically just cut those and run more consistent early game cards. So in version number 2, technically it's not V1, it's V2. What we did was we kept the Crystalline build. We threw in some Corridor Creepers because those were just better top end cards that could be activated a little bit earlier that had that same kind of sticking power. We added Call to Arms and a better early game package, just a lot more aggressive in 1 Divine Favor. But what we came to a conclusion on was that 1 Divine Favor was not enough. We really wanted that second one for that matchup. Chuck the second one in, even threw in a Spellbreaker to deal with cards like Voidlord that really just took us out of the first and second game. So that helped a lot that we added that in at the very end there. We didn't draw into it or anything. We didn't need to do it to win because we ended up just snowballing a board with cards like Knife Juggler, Muster for Battle, Call to Arms, and then Divine Favor obviously to refill the hand, give us enough pressure to actually go ahead and get the W there. We decided to keep cards like Crystalline in the deck and go for that same kind of board-centric strategy. So we moved along with that, the whole Lost in the Jungle, Shielded Mini Bomb, Muster for Battle into like Quartermaster kind of idea that Akoff had in the beginning, and just took that and made it into like a full Recruit Synergy deck. And as you can see, the deck can work against Naga Warlock, so that's good. We have cards like Light Fuse, Stegodon, which we added in the last version of the build, just to get like Poisonous to deal with the Giants on turn 4/5 when they play that with Naga. Deal with taunts with Voidlord, and I think this build is actually pretty good and should actually do somewhat well against Priests as well, just because of the refill power that Stand Against Darkness offers. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the Deck Doctor, and I hope Akoff enjoys the Recruit Paladin. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it.